Alright, cool, we're on to part 3. Okay, cool. Whoa, hey, eyes on me, man. Oh my god, a wrinkle. Oh god, what, oh my god. Oh, oh no, it's this wrinkle here. Oh my god, oh. There's a wrinkle on my fake background. It's fixed, it's right, it's good, no problem. We looked at this cool marine opening. Nice little marine push. But what now? What do we do now? So we've done a lot of damage to him. I think there might be a way to transition into Biomine from this, but we need a lot of mines already kind of stockpiled for us to have the momentum that we need. So I like this choice from Bomber to just simply go tanks, not just as a safety precaution, but also in a little bit we'll see it as a nice aggressive precaution. aggressive precaution, excuse me, as a nice aggressive maneuver. Per usual, Bomber's general tank mantra is we first use it for defense, and then if it turns out we don't really need to defend because he's not going to attack, then we just attack him back. So we can see that Jaedong, the late layer, is going to interfere. I was talking about just before 12 minutes, or almost certainly just before 11 minutes. Right around 11 minutes, the Zerg has a pretty vulnerable window. And this is what's nice about this sort of pullback to get the double engineering bay. I mean, we essentially just went factory, double eBay, and then starport when we could. We already have 4 geysers down very, very early on. This is going to permit Bomber to do a nice little push right before this spire is done. Alright, Stim taking it out. 2 upgrades coming on up. Pumping out the Marines. They're moving on out. Hey, look at this time. Oh my gosh, right before 12 minutes. Oh! Oh, look at that Baneling speed. Look at how not done that is. Oh, that Spire, look at how not complete that is. Scans going down. We can be quite a bit more bold than we ordinarily would be because you just can't have the centrifugal hooks. And you might be asking yourself, well, how do I hit this timing? How do I know what Zerg's up to? We just let our build time it. If we get these engineering bays and our stim at just the right time, then it'll all finish and we just go whenever those are done. And boom, we have arrived at the timing. Tanky, more tanky. So yeah, Bomber hasn't quite landed, but he is dismantling the dong. Le dong. The dongy. Dongere. And now we kind of have this more traditional marine tank play. The marine tank play of yore. Dropping at the back, pushing at the front, losing everything, crying in the closet. That's not exactly the song, but you get the drift. Bomber simply adds on lots of Das Bergs, keeps making Das Tank. No transition necessary. When does he push again? Well, right when 2-2's done. A couple of medevacs to do drops, sounds good, but oh, look at how done that 2-2 is. Where's all the gas going? Why, it's going into add-ons for barracks. It's going into upgrades for Marines. Why? He's just massing himself on up. 2-2's done. Often, Terran players will just spend a little bit of time getting closer to maxed, and then blast. And there it is going. Who needs mines when we have tanks? Thank you, David Kim, for the resources. How many medevacs? Not a ton. Not a tremendous amount. Not like the 11-12 we'll sometimes see in the Biomine style. And if you thought that Marine Tank was a thing of the past, you're wrong. You're just a wrong person. Medevacs being utilitous at the front, lifting up should anything awry occur. It's not just Marine packs at the front, it's Marine with medevac packs at the front. Uh-oh. I'm seeing a vulnerable little Zergy. Oh. Now, if you can split like Bomber, you'll get me to just go, oh. And if you can't split like Bomber, you'll hear no such thing from me. I'm gonna watch one more game. It's gonna be kind of a culmination of it all. Let's hope my sound doesn't die. I think we're good. I think we're good. Great. Let's go ahead and open up on Star Station. Star Station. Right. The tip of my nose gets very itchy. Cool. Cool. Fun with cameras. Okay, so. So, big map. Big counterattack paths up here. Biomine, a great option on this map, but Bomber is going to be doing something a little different. Something similar to what we saw beforehand. Oh, glad to hear that Ghost 77 Recon is going to be trying to split like Bomber coming up soon. Split like Bomber, yes, the new cover. Alright, cool. Le Dong, doing the expanding. Okay, so Bomber is going command center first, followed by barracks. Boo-doo-doo-doo-wop. Going for yet another command center. That's crazy early. This is dangerous. This is a super dangerous thing to do. Why the hell would we do something oh so dangerous? We gotta be able to defend it. We don't have the gas. We can't sort of like back up and surprise get. Can't back up and surprise get the hellions out. It'll take just a little bit too much time. This is one of the most. I mean, I'll just say, trust me, man. You're freaking vulnerable. So what Bomber likes to do, especially upon being spotted every which way to sundown. So this rather early refinery that we see, it's not to go for the early factory. It's to go for a tech lab. Gets this tech lab down, and we're going to see a very similar look to before. This is what Terran players did in like the start of Wings of Liberty, man. All them wall-offs. And what do you think we get out of the barracks, Joe? You're right. It's combat shield. It's STEM! You'll note that all those all-ins I was talking about earlier and the big danger of holding them off, how we need combat shields, a lot easier when you have big old barracks up at the front. Hell yeah. So Bomber gets STEM, starting on up. He gets his Factory, because he knows what's up. Double refinery coming down, and then soon enough we'll see him pull back into a kind of more normal looking mix. Throwing down the reactors. What do you think this factory's gonna do? Of course, tanker. He's just getting his tanky. Moving out to take his expansion very, very early. His marine count's already gonna be quite high, and look at this. 4 barracks will already be done with their add-ons. The last thing of all that goes up is the starport. We're even getting the upgrades. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yes. That both looks and feels nice. Of course, we see the spire coming up. We see the layers done. We see a baneling nest is going to start getting the centrifugal hooks. Thus far, it's all going to be Zergling attacks, which is why we have this nice, exquisite little wall-offage going on every which way from sundown. And combat and shielding. More marine and tanking. Very unusual to see marine tank, but tanks up on this high ground. Oh, I guess I see why tanks are such a big favorite of Bomber on this map. Because we put tanks here and we cover this whole zone. Wow. So even though at the start of this game I was like, wow, it's a big map, so Biomine looks like it's a good choice, but Bomber has something else in mind. A lot of times build orders have to do with big aspects of the map, like spatially huge open spaces, or perhaps there is a tactic that you can continue to abuse, like if I put tanks on this cliff, I can shoot down at his key expansion. So I'm just going to do a tank-focused build. It can even be something simple like this. The one thing I want to note is that it is not just, oh, siege tanks, and I can defend the front, so gonna get them. It has to do with the third base. A lot of builds, especially Protoss builds, will select an opening based upon what defends this third base the easiest. Protosses do this a lot. You'll see them go blink on maps where it's kind of hard to defend drops, but on a map like this, you'll see Protoss players go blink because they can bounce up and down between the third base and the main very easily. On a map where this is not joined to the main, you'll see Protosses not go blink. So a lot of build orders, again, have to do with how you defend the third base. So that's why, one of the big reasons why we're seeing Bomber do it on Dish here map. Dish one here. Dish. Oh my god, the daily has ceased to have any meaning to me in my life. And then, yet again, we see the transition back to Biomine. Bane's rolled on in. I think he lost some workers. Nope, I am lying. Lots of biomining. Bomber looks like he's crying, but he'll keep on trying. Just doing biomining. Amazingly, I'm rhyming. I've just about hit that time when I get sleepy and giggly. Oh. Oops. 15 Marines produced at a time, 3 upgrades, everything's dying. Bomber pushes forward, looking pretty strong, and no matter what Jaedong will do, it will be totally wrong, because Biomine is hard to beat, especially when Bomber's at the desk. Unless perhaps you're Scarlet, in which case you're better than the rest. But that's the topic of yesterday's daily. It is long since past, so we're going to look at how Zergs get beaten in the ass. Biomine, go, go, go. Commentary's drained away, but the rhymes will onward flow. Bomber controls his fancy red, his mines and marines and shit, and there's absolutely nothing that Jaedong can do about it. Some great connections, but it's Bomber! This is probably the most classic biomining example. Things looking a little bit and then 3-3 gets done. 3-3 finishes up, and Zerg is like, oh fuck, I don't have an answer. I just shit my pants, sir. Oh. Come on, my little bomber. I can't go on much longer with my rhyming little songer. So be a marine monger. No, don't worry. Tristan has his headphones on. He can't hear anything I'm doing. No, don't interact with me, Tristan. Don't giggle at that comment. Go back to being headphone. Be-doo, 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 pop. My name is Mr. Sean Plot. I'd like to rhyme quite a lot. As much as Bomber likes to win. Natural to do, woo. Thank God that game is through, woo. Time to take some questions. Wow. Alright. Subscribers off. Alright. Chuck74747 says, would Bomber have changed anything if Zerg had gone early roaches? He would have continued his tank production for longer. That's the big thing. Would have begun Marauder production out of the barracks, and then not much else would change. That's the best part. When am I going to play Amnesia Machine for Pigs? You know, I will say, this is one of the biggest things to struggle with, is trying to get a message out there. Because I'm going to be playing it on October 31st, on Halloween, just as we did before. And I've said that like hundreds and thousands of times, but there's just no way to get everyone to hear it. It's so hard. Master Murr says, Day 9, how do you feel about lowering the Marine count slightly in favor of Hellbats? I don't like it, unless it's a Marine Hellbat build specifically. Because factories take gas. It's largely an economic reason. Sort of hidden under the shadows. Hellbats, for their cost, build super fast. So you can blow a lot of money making Hellbats just out of one factory. You can blow a ton of money doing that. So if you stay the same on your factory count, you're going to be blowing so much money, it's hard to actually get the barracks started and get the barracks going. Whereas if you're going for mines don't cost a lot and take quite a bit longer to build. The other one is that if we wanted to, say, add on a factory later on to get those, we're doing quite a lot with gas. This is why you'll see people go Hellbat Marine Medevac, just as like a complete combo. And it seems like it's all minerals and then no gas, but you are spending a little gas upgrading at the armory, you're spending a lot of gas upgrading at the engineering base, you're spending a lot of gas because you're doing constant medevac production, and of course the factories, yeah. Last question. Alright, great question from Vazrani. Day 9. If you went to a comic convention in a costume, who would you dress up as? Ooh. Maybe Beaker? That would be pretty fucking cool. I'd love to be Beaker. There was a character I thought of earlier. It was in a comic I was reading. I can't remember who it was. Who was it? I just don't know. Who was it? Beaker's the only one coming to mind? Oh shit, I remember who it would be. Alright, can anyone guess? Can anyone guess? Just spam who you think it would be. Spam who you think it would be. I'll do a little bit of a spoiler. It's from an old Genesis game that I love. Let's see. Let's see if they get it. Anyone know that? Come on. I haven't seen it yet. It's not Vector Man, it's not any of the Sonics. It's not Battletoads, it's not Contra, or we're getting more into the NES. This is Genesis, man. I'll give you another hint that happens near the start. There is a giant mechanical gorilla that melts. Shing! Shing, shing! Come on. Shing! How's no one getting this? I'm doing the shing. Strider, yes! Sonic DKK, I would go as Strider. Strider hit you. Let me see if I can actually get that on. Where's Macrome? Strider Genesis. Let's see if we can rock out to this. See if it. See, here's the song I was trying to do. This is me, I'm swinging. Show's done.